Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, Anita, what you doing?
Oh, okay, so I'm rehearsing for our next video. We're gonna have all these like CGI lightsabers, and I'm gonna mow down stormtroopers. It would be so cool.
We don't have a budget for that.
We have a budget for that.
That's not how Jedi mind tricks work.
Boom, boom.
Okay, good talk, good talk.
So as you can see, Anita's put out another video that is just an absolute cringe fest, and it is titled, Is the Force Feminist? Now I'm not sure if she means is Star Wars feminist now, or is the Force Awakens feminist, but we're going to go through the video and find out. But I reckon even that guy thought that that opening was just incredibly cringe. And Anita, lightsabers don't go vroom vroom, okay? They're not a car. But anyway, let's jump right into it.
Given the reactions of some men to the recent slate of Star Wars movies, you think these films are themselves powerful Jedi mind tricks meant to dupe an unsuspecting populace into believing all that feminist nonsense about women actually being people.
So do you think the anti-feminists believe that women aren't people? Are you going to pull a chank on us, Anita? I don't think that's really the strategy you want to be taking. I like women in films that are actually written well, but Rey, for example, is a horribly written character that is just overpowered because vagina, I guess. She's apparently just good at everything, even though she's had no training whatsoever. That's why feminists' takeover of Star Wars has been quite annoying, as she is basically just a feminist wet dream.
Now, to be fair, there were 2 whole Star Wars movies in a row with female leads. Talk about going overboard. Clearly there should be at least 6 movies with male leads to every 1 movie with a female lead. That's just science.
Yeah, I don't want to calculate, you know, you need 1 male lead, then 1 female lead, then a trans lead, then a gay male lead, and then, of course, you need a black lead somewhere in there. I just want the best stories. And Rogue One was actually quite a good story. I really enjoyed the film. The Force Awakens is awful. Rey is a Mary Sue. How does she have the ability to understand the Millennium Falcon and fix it better than Han Solo, who has owned it for years? She can speak Wookiee, she can control a lightsaber and beat a trained Sith. At least even if he's just an apprentice, he's still trained. Even a wounded warrior would still destroy someone that's never picked up a sword before. That's why just liking a character because they're female is ridiculous.
Well, actually, it's about as scientific as those midichlorians introduced in The Phantom Menace. Sure, in 1977, Princess Leia might have seemed like a bold feminist icon.
Is she a bold feminist icon though? I kind of view her as just a well-written character. Even if she is, boy, how your icons have fallen. Don't you all worship Lena Dunham and Amy Schumer? And well, yourself, I guess? Jeez, going from Leia to, well, you guys, how the mighty have fallen.
Here was a smart, confident, resourceful woman who didn't take crap from anybody, not even that creep Grand Moff Tarkin. But did you know that she's one of only 4 women to have any dialogue across all 3 films in the original trilogy?
Yeah, even Family Guy made a joke that they do not have many women that talk in this movie. But I don't really see it as a problem. Like I said, it's a male-orientated movie, they're all at war. There's not really many scenes where they're just, you know, chilling out. They're generally at a base, obviously. So, yeah, you're just causing stink over nothing. And, as we've seen, you've added women and blacks and gays, and it doesn't just magically make the movie better. It doesn't magically make the movie worse either, but it's just social justice warriors can't write anything, apparently, without screwing it up. I blame partly Disney as well. I felt very like Disney, like Star Wars. Yeah, I really did not like The Force Awakens, if you haven't realized already.
A New Hope has Aunt Beru.
I promise.
Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He has too much of his father in him.
Return of the Jedi has Mon Mothma.
We also know that the weapon systems of this Death Star are not yet operational.
And then there's The Empire Strikes Back, which has, this person?
Stand by, I am control. Fire.
Leia herself is definitely a cool character who no doubt provided a valuable on-screen representation of a heroic woman. At least until the third film shoved her into a chainmail bikini and made her a sex object. Yes, I'm still bitter about that one.
Oh, that makes that scene even better for me. Just remember, guys, when you're watching that scene next, that it pisses off Anita Sarkeesian.
But the movies themselves make it clear that the Star Wars universe is a universe of men. Aside from the examples mentioned before, literally every single other person who says anything in these films is a man.
I already explained this, it's time of war, it was made for men. The women can still like it. Calm down, Anita.
From the lowliest stormtrooper to the highest ranking Imperial officer. So the Star Wars movies don't do anything to disrupt the cultural notion that overwhelmingly it's men, not women, who get to be heroes or who get to do anything of any real significance.
No, Anita, there's just more male characters than female characters, so in this particular instance, there are more of the men to do heroic things. It's not saying that women can't do it. Plus, guess you're in luck. You've got the PC main character protagonist that you want. She's basically a god. She's progressed more in the Jedi arts after knowing about the Force for, say, an hour and picking up a lightsaber once and, say, having a vision or something than Luke did in 2 films. He, deflected that training droid's beam with the mask on once? Yeah, obviously destroyed the Death Star, but he was a good pilot because obviously that was set up. You raise this ace mechanic that can speak Wookiee, that's, can defeat a trained Jedi after picking up a lightsaber once. So you've got a god as your protagonist now. A feminist hero. Just a woman that is just amazing just purely because of her vagina.
So it was a huge deal when The Force Awakens came out and didn't just have a heroic woman among the core cast, but actually centered her in the story. Rey gets to be the central hero of these films. They're concerned first and foremost with her journey as a character, and that's awesome!
Her journey as a character. What, she's traveled around a little bit and found Luke Skywalker, who apparently when his friend is going to die, he is just chilling on a mountainside somewhere because, well, he failed with the student and thus just completely quit. Thus leaving the rebels to apparently just get slaughtered, because that really fits in with his character. Do you see how none of this makes any sense? Why does she need to go to him? Why doesn't she just, she's summoning lightning in the new trailer. It's just so stupid. No character progression. She's just gonna walk up to Snoke and he's gonna lightning her or something. It's just a barrier around her and she'll just kill him and that'll be the end of the movie. She'll just be sitting there. God Rey. And yet feminists just eat this character up.
To have it followed up by yet another Star Wars film with a female lead was even more cause for celebration. I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be no more remarkable for mainstream movies to center women than it is for them to center men.
And guess what, Anita? For most of us, it isn't a problem. Aliens, Terminator 2, one of my favorite movies of all time. Firefly has an amazing female cast in it. I suggest if you want strong, interesting, well-written female characters with actual flaws that aren't just gods immediately because they scavenge in the wasteland. People do realize that wouldn't actually technically make her a good fighter. She'd probably be good at hiding, but it never showed her, beating up aliens. They're well-written characters Firefly is an amazing show. But, yeah, I wish Joss Whedon from that era would have written Star Wars now. Not this Joss Whedon from now whose movies are okay, but they're not what they used to be.
But let's be real, we have a long way to go before that's the case. Still, it's pretty hilarious that some anti-feminists found 2 Star Wars movies centering women to be beyond the pale. You can relax, guys. Patriarchy is alive and well. For now.
Isn't patriarchy such a serious issue? I can't believe you're joking about it, Anita. That really doesn't seem very nice of you.
We are thrilled that these films star women and numerous people of color too. It really matters. And if you don't believe me, check out the SWRepMatters hashtag for tons of heartwarming stories about how much it's meant for viewers, adults and children.
Let's read through some of these, shall we? I cried when Rey got a lightsaber. Everyone deserves to have that moment on screen. Thank you to all who are sharing SW rep matters. No, everyone deserves a well-written character, not some god that is just amazing for no apparent reason. I guess I'm gonna go scavenge in the wilderness for like, say, 15 years, and then I'm gonna be amazing at everything. It's just so... You should expect better, okay? This is just... Hell never admit to being moved, but I could tell he was that much more excited to watch the film after he learned that these were Asian heroes and not villains. Oh yeah, because Hollywood just exclusively makes Asian villains, right? That's just what they do.
Children alike to see people who look like them in the biggest media franchise in the world. It's also great that women are now marginally more visible in the textures of these worlds. But we also have to acknowledge that we're still a far cry from anything resembling equal representation. As members of the core cast, both Rey and Jyn Erso are lone women, surrounded entirely by men.
Well, there's a black chick and there's at least one woman in there that you can see. But yeah, hey, this was a progressive social justice warrior person. You gotta be asking them. I understand it's because generally men would be on the front lines more, but yeah, that doesn't work with your narrative. So hey, I don't know why they made that faux pas. I thought they would have, you know, at least 50% of women and at least 5% trans, but hey, they didn't.
General Leia appears in The Force Awakens, but it's not much more than a cameo, though hopefully we'll see more of the late, great Carrie Fisher in The Last Jedi. It's like there's this unspoken rule that you can have as many men in these movies as you want, but there's a hard cap on female members of the core cast, and that cap is 1. Also, the leading women are both white, and while we're seeing more men of color with significant roles in these films, women of color are still relegated to the background.
Well, go play Battlefront 2. I know it's not a movie, but hey, she's a major character now, apparently. That's been all across the Star Wars universe and helped all the characters, and yeah, you've got one. She'll probably be in the new movie as well, I'm sure. So they're doing what you asked. It's just they're doing it poorly because they're not writing the characters well. They have these massive changes of hearts and then just don't care whatsoever about slaughtering the people that they were chess comrades with, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. That's why people don't like social justice warriors. Because it's just so incredibly unbelievable. You should go watch the Angry Joe Battlefront 2 review. He mocks it so perfectly. The writing is so bad. But yeah, don't worry. She's a woman, so you must like it.
And no, Lupita Nyong'o as the voice of Maz doesn't count, even though she's so wonderful. It seems that if you're an important character in a Star Wars movie, you can either be differentiated from white men by your race or your gender, but not both.
Well, you said movie, but the Battlefront 2 is canon, so yeah, that kind of destroys your narrative. She's a very important person now. Congratulations. You've got what you wanted, and Star Wars fans that actually understand what's going on are just a little bit sadder. I understand there's people out there that will just support Star Wars because it's Star Wars, but yeah, I don't support what they're doing to Star Wars whatsoever. They're just... all the magic is just disappearing. Good job, EA. Good job, Disney. You're doing so well.
So we still have a ways to go. Hopefully soon we'll have a depiction of a galaxy far away where the ratio of women to men on screen is closer to 1:1 than 8:1. You know, something approaching equality. That's what we feminists want, equality. Well, first we want equality, then we want to beam all the women onto spaceships and go exploring the galaxy on our own while all the men have to stay here on Earth.
Beaming up is a Star Trek thing?
Whatever.
You started with a cringy joke and you ended with a cringy joke. At least you're consistent, and that's something, I guess. But anyway, I'm back. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I know I've been gone for a while. I was really sick, but going through some stuff. But I really appreciate the, you know, warm welcoming back. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I've got one video coming out every day. I've got a flash video in which they've gone full feminists. Not kidding, they say hashtag feminism 4 times in the show. And it's just completely feminist from beginning, middle to end. So that's going to be a ton of fun as soon as I can get it past the copyright system. It's taken quite a long time. But anyway, I always appreciate you guys watching the videos. It means a ton. And I'll catch you all later.